Hey guys, Hirun here. Thanks for watching this video. I thought it might be a good idea to talk about what I bought for Black Friday. And I can imagine that on one hand you don't care about what I bought for Black Friday, but on the other hand I do think I have some good tips here. I'll try to keep it quite short with this video, so I'll dive right into it. I want to start with Underscore. This here is Underscore. It's a library that I'm very excited about. I've never heard of it before, and then all of a sudden it was on special sale at VST Buzz, and it actually still is. That's why I want to get your attention to this first of all. So today is the 28th of November 2018, and if you go to the website of vstbuzz.com, you don't see it. It's not in one of these two deals. You have to go to save and then blah blah blah. If you are in save and you go down a little bit, you see here the Black Friday deals that they had, and Underscore is still there. The deal is still available for about 6 days. Normal retail price €230. I would not give that amount of money to it, but at €19, please, I'm begging you, get this library. If you're into orchestral music, into whether it's big epic stuff, soundtracks, trailer music, get this library because it's really good. It's handy. I'm going to use this in practically every composition I make. €19.99, so for dollars, $23 plus some taxes. Still available for 6 days. Get it. I'm gonna quickly play a few sounds for you. So the categories you have are bells and mallets, fast food orchestra, and so on. So let's dive right in. So first is the bells and mallets. The kind of sounds you get is stuff like this. Blah. What was that? That was, yeah. Let's just go to our next one here. What am I doing? Ah, of course. Oh my god. That's what happens if you try to be too fast. Okay. Third try. See, this kind, usually when I make a composition, I'll have like 15 tracks of brass and strings and percussion and stuff like that, get my basics on there, and then I'm going to start filling it up with all kinds of things like this. Little details that make a huge difference. Probably I'm not the first one to tell you this. If I am, then, well, take my advice. This is the kind of things you need to put just very softly into your music, and it makes a huge difference. So you get about 5 layers. You can solo them out. See, this kind of things, I've been, up until now, I've been using just cymbals and stuff like that, from percussive libraries to fill up my tracks, alongside a whole bunch of other sound design elements and so on. But yeah, every composition I make, this is in there. It's not. I don't think it's always 5 layers. Anywho, you get the idea, and then here you have a sequencer, and you know how this works. So that's the bells and mallets. Then we get BR stands for brass. This is an element from the fast food orchestra. Satanic brass. You got to hear this. And there's another one here. What is it? The next one or the previous one? Yeah, satanic brass. Well, of course, this is like a synthesizer brass. It's not it's not real orchestral samples, but it's good stuff. I'm gonna use lots of these things. Guitar. I was really surprised also when I heard this one. In general, really good sounds. Very easy interface. I haven't really studied it yet, so I'm not an expert at it yet, but it's, straightforward, easy, good sounds. PR, what is this? Ground control. So this is from the percussion. little things like this I put, you know, this is a good example of the kind of things I like to put in my compositions. Piano. I think there's only 3 pianos in there. Yeah, 3 pianos. And then an angry cat. Yeah, this is a synth. Okay. Great sounds. Okay, so that's it for Underscore. I mean, there's other videos out there on the internet, but you know, I'm hoping you're watching this video. I'm hoping you're still in time. If you are, get this library if you didn't get it. Really like it. Never heard of it before. I never heard of it before. So this was a very, very pleasant surprise for me. Something else that I bought, also a library that I had never heard about before, and that's going to come equally handy. Is that correct English? It's going to be very handy also as well, you know, for the same reasons as Underscore, except this is a bit more limited. How do I get rid of this? Go away microphones. Yeah, there we go. Shireen. So all kinds of shakers and tambourine shakers, that kind of things. No, that. And you can just select, you know, the ones you want on or off. I guarantee you this and or Underscore I'm going to use in, you know, 90% of my compositions. It's going to be either Underscore or Shireen. Probably Underscore a little bit more, but also Shireen for the exact same reasons, all these rhythms. And I mean, here you make your choice. You also get them as separate patches, and then the sequencer works like that. That, you know, if you pull this up, it's like moving the tambourine or whatever the shaker is to the left side, and then pulling it down is like, you know, that you shake it to the right side, that kind of thing. Left, right, or right, left, whatever. So you can change the pattern any way you like here. But of course, this is going to be more, something like this is going to be more typical. You know, you catch the drift. And then you can change the tempo here. Also the amount of steps, and put some more swing into it. And so on. And also a very nice rack of effects here. Chorus and so on. So equalizer. I have to say it looks really beautiful. So this I paid about, how much was it? 30 bucks for this one. So yeah, Shireen, very handy. Never heard of it. Very happy with it. And then I bought Cinebrass and Cinewinds. Had to make a heartbreaking decision here because I always wanted the Cine Symphony Lite. I fell in love with Cine Symphony Lite when I saw Daniel James's video about that. And I love the track that he made with it. And yeah, so the moment came that I wanted to buy Cine Symphony Lite, but then I was thinking, okay, I already have Albion 1 and Albion Legacy and Orchestral Essentials, and I also bought recently Iconica, all orchestral libraries that cover the whole range, you know, from brass, strings, and percussion and woodwinds. And you know, if you're at a certain level, or if you have a certain amount of libraries, then I mean, in my case, I still use a lot Albion and Orchestral Essentials, but more and more I'm also using the dedicated libraries. I'll just want those violas or violins or the French horns separately, and not in a full ensemble patch. So yeah, I decided not to go for Cine Symphony Lite, even though the sound is quite. I have a picture here actually that I looked up. Where is it? Here. The good thing about Cine Symphony Lite is that you're actually, so you get your strings, brass, woodwinds, percussion, and 2 others, piano and pizzicato. So I have the strings here as an example, and you're actually able to filter out just the basses or just the cellos or just the viola. So you could create a viola patch and a cello patch from Cine Symphony Lite. And I have a friend who has Cine Symphony Light and Cine Brass. I compared both, and I have to say they sounded very, very similar. Very similar, but not identical. I mean, Cine Symphony Light is based on the same samples, but yeah, it's called light for a reason. I think they've used less samples, or they've done something with it in the background to make it light, and you do hear that difference. So yeah, my original idea was get Cine Symphony Light and then filter out the French horns and this and that. But in the end, I decided to go for Cine Brass Core. It has more articulations and it has a bit warmer and better sound. And I have to say, I don't regret it. Another reason why I wanted to buy Cine Symphony Light is for the winds in there, the woodwinds, because I didn't have a decent woodwinds library yet. I did have, of course, what's in Albion and Orchestral Essentials and Iconica as well. But you're limited there. I mean, it's the woodwinds are spread across the whole, or mapped across the whole keyboard, and I wanted also the dedicated, just separate patches. That's what I'm trying to say. So, okay, I've been talking too much. Let me quickly play a few of the elements. So let's start with the 6 horns ensemble. I love this patch. I'm going to use this also really a lot. I mean, I love brass to begin with, especially the French horns. Cimbasso and bass trombone. And what else do we have here? Trumpet ensemble. And of course, so many more articulations. You get so the ensemble sustains, but then you also get for so French horns, the 2 horns, 6 horns, trumpets, trombones, tuba, cimbasso, and then for all of those, more or less, you get your sustains, halves, quarters, and 8 notes, and then a few other patches still. And then finally, a quick demonstration of Cine winds. The clarinets to begin with. Let me solo them. The thing with Cine winds is, I mean, all the other woodwind libraries that I have, I usually put them in my composition after I already had the basics down, so I had my percussion and my strings and my brass. That's usually what I start with. And then at a certain moment I'll miss something and I'll be like, let me try some woodwinds, and I'll put the woodwinds in there, and I'll usually, I was fine with my Albion and my Orchestral Essentials. But the difference with Cine winds is that they, in my opinion, they are really inspiring. I mean, you just start playing with these oboes and clarinets, and they really inspire me. So yeah, happy with this choice. I ended up spending a bit more money by buying these two than if I would have bought Cine Symphony Light, but I don't regret it. Okay, that's it for the libraries. And then what I didn't buy, unfortunately, that's why I downloaded a picture. I didn't buy Black Hole. Wanted to have it. It's a very special reverb. It was also priced quite a bit cheaper, $70, I think. And wanted to have it, but I could not get it to work. So I downloaded the trial patch, the trial version. And couldn't make it work in Sonar. I did get it to work in Cubase, but not in Sonar for some reason. I ended up giving up, so this will be for next time. And I also bought Wobble by Sonivox, and so far I also haven't managed to get it in here yet, so that'll also be for later. And then finally I bought FabFilter Pro Q2. Very, very, very good equalizer. Very happy with it. Quick demonstration of some of the features that I like. I just did a few things here, a high cut and a low cut, and this one here. The funny thing here is, or the handy thing is, that you can listen to the part that you cut away. So this is how it sounds now, and then this is the part that I cut away. So that can come in handy, especially like here, you know, if you're auditioning a sound and you hear something wrong with it, you sweep across the spectrum, and then when you find that sound that you, or that element that you don't like, you make a cut and you can listen to the part that you've cut away. Very effective, very efficient, and yeah, this is going to help me to because in the beginning I was all about composing libraries, and now I'm getting much more into mixing and mastering, and having something like Pro Q2 is very motivating to pay more attention to those things. Okay, I hope I've given you some handy tips, and I hope you've had a good Black Friday weekend, and I hope you've all bought some nice stuff, and yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.